Hi guys, a very warm welcome to all of you. Welcome to Oliveboard. So in this very session, we are going to see current affairs which are important for your ESI preparation. I'll cover the current affairs from PIB, from some leading newspapers like your Indian Express, Business Standards and all. So we'll try to cover some very important current affairs from 1st of October to 8th of October. Let's first see certain government schemes that were there in news in the last week or so. So the first scheme is, what does the acronym DAGUA stands for in the context of the scheme that was launched very recently by the Prime Minister Narendra Modi. So this scheme was launched basically for the growth of tribal people. You have to tell me what is the name of this, what is the full form of this DAGUA, what is the full form? So I would just like to tell you once, government is changing the name of the scheme. अगर आप इनका बजट डॉक्यूमेंट देखो तो इसी स्कीम का नाम कुछ और था, जनजातीय उन्नत ग्राम अभियान था, फिर उसी स्कीम का नाम बदल के इट्स धरती आबा जनजातीय ग्राम उत्कर्ष अभियान रखा है. सो इट्स लॉन्च्ड बाय योर प्राइम मिनिस्टर. अब लॉन्च कहाँ से हुआ है, दिस बिकम्स इम्पॉर्टेंट बिकॉज क्वेश्चन ये भी पूछ सकते हैं दैट फ्रॉम वेयर विच डिस्ट्रिक्ट वाज इट लॉन्च. इट इज लॉन्च फ्रॉम हजारीबाग, दैट्स इन झारखंड. क्या कोई और स्कीम है जो यहाँ से लॉन्च हुई थी? एनी अदर स्कीम? इफ एट ऑल इट इज देयर, टेल मी इन द कमेंट सेक्शन बिलो. एक और स्कीम है जो हजारीबाग झारखंड से ही लॉन्च हुई थी, सो यू हैव टू टेल द नेम ऑफ दैट स्कीम. अदरवाइज what is the total outlay of the scheme? 79,156 crores. Because over here central government and state government both are contributing, so this is a centrally sponsored scheme. So it's a centrally sponsored scheme where you will see that state government and central government both are contributing. Out of the total outlay of 79,156 crore, central government is contributing 56,333 crores and 22,823 crore is given by your state government. The Abhiyan, if I talk about, it filled the critical gaps which is there in the social infrastructure, specifically your health, education, livelihood opportunities and all. So all in all, they will be having 25 interventions which will be implemented by 17 line ministries of Government of India. If we move ahead and see the progress, so who is going to monitor the progress? So there will be a portal, a whole platform that will be created under and monitored under your PM Gati Shakti platform. They will try to recognize the best performing districts and the best performing districts are going to get awards. So basically index banaya jayega. So you know, such kind of activity becomes very important. It builds upon competitiveness between the states, between the districts. And one more thing that happens is, other districts also get to know what are the various practices that are going on in various best performing districts. It is based on learnings and successes of PM Janman. PM Janman was basically a scheme that was focused on PVTG, particularly vulnerable tribe. PVTG se there was a question in 2023. So they did ask a question on PVTGs. They can again ask a question on this scheme, Dharti Aba Janjatiya Gram Utkarsh Abhiyan as well. PM Janman, it was launched in 2023 only, and based upon its learning, they have this time launched the scheme. So मैंने इस scheme को प्रधानमंत्री जनजातीय उन्नत ग्राम अभियान में cover किया था in one of my session. You can just go and watch this session. यहाँ पे I have covered everything about this scheme. Now this is the next question for all of you. Which of the following is correct regarding NPS VSEL? So you have to choose the correct statement. The first statement is, minimal annual contribution is ₹1,000, yes or no, under the scheme I am talking about. Under the scheme, diverse investment alternatives allowing guardians to choose between active and passive investments across multiple asset classes. The scheme is managed by LIC, Life Insurance Corporation. You have to tell me the correct statement. If all are correct, then take all. Correct नहीं, incorrect बता दो. I would say don't Tell me the incorrect statement or the correct one. चलो correct बता दो. Correct would be fine. Yeah. Tell me correct. So the correct answer is option number A and B. Both the statements are correct. Option number C is wrong because it's not LIC. Can you guys tell me if not LIC what it is? It is PFRDA. So PFRDA will be the correct answer. Now let's see what is there in this NPS Vatsalya scheme. When I talk about this scheme, the scheme was launched in 2024. It's a saving cum pension scheme. So it's a saving scheme wherein the guardians can put money on the behalf of minors. So the saving cum pension scheme basically जब तक वो minor 18 का नहीं हो जाता, guardian will put money. Once a person attains the 18 years of age, then a seamless shift will be there towards its NPS tier 1 account. तो वो जो NPS का account है वो tier 1 में अपने आप convert हो जाएगा, and then when the minor attains the age of 60 years or so, he'll start getting the pension. So that's what the scheme is all about. Operations, when I talk about, account will be opened in the name of a minor and operated by a guardian, minor to be the sole beneficiary. NPS में joint ownership का concept है. This is my question to all of you. Comment down in the comment section. Is there the concept of joint ownership of NPS account? ऐसा हो सकता है that a husband, wife, or maybe they can open a joint NPS account. What do you think about it? Do tell me in the comment section if it's possible or not. Otherwise, if we talk about the scheme, where to open the account? So it can be opened through point of presence, POPs, which include some major banks like your India Post, pension funds, etc. Who will select the pension fund? अब जैसे NPS में we all know it's a market linked scheme. तो किस pension fund में invest कर सकते हैं? In that case, the guardian can actually choose any one of the pension funds which is registered with PFRDA. So PFRDA is going to give registration to certain funds, and out of that the person can choose any one which it likes. Investment choices की अगर हम बात करें, then there are certain default choices. अगर आप कुछ choose नहीं करोगे, then moderate life cycle LC would be there, LC 50, wherein 50% of your money will be going into equity. Then it's auto choice. Guardian can choose life cycle fund aggressive. Aggressive मतलब equity में ज़्यादा पैसा लगाएंगे because equity is little bit more risky than your debt funds. आपको पता होगा equity fund होते हैं, debt fund होते हैं. Equity funds are more riskier. So अगर आप moderate choose करोगे 50% will go into equity. अगर आप aggressive choose करोगे then 75% of your money will be going into equity. और अगर आप conservative choose करोगे then 25% of your money will be going into equity, which is obviously less riskier, way less riskier. Conservative fund. These are conservative via conservative approach. So यहाँ पे risk would be less. What are the active choices? You can choose. A guardian can actively decide the allocation of funds. You can yourself choose कि आप कितना equity में डालना चाहते हो, but definitely it cannot be more than 75%. You can also choose आप कितना corporate debt में डालना चाहते हो. Up to 100% also you can put. You can put all your money in corporate debt. आप चाहो तो पूरी की पूरी government securities खरीद सकते हो. And alternate asset up to 5%. Alternate is only up to 5%. Please remember this. This is also important. Minimum rupees 1000 and no upper limit is there. So at a time, a guardian can put in 1 year at least 1000 rupees they have to put. After that, there is no upper limit. जितना पैसा डालना हो डाल लो. Subsequent contribution again minimum 1000 rupees per annum and no upper limit is there. Withdraw is up to 25% of the contribution after a lock-in period of 3 years. Remember this, lock-in period कितना है? 3 years का. And in this case, withdrawal also किसी reason से हो सकता है. You have to give a valid reason. What are the reasons? The first reason is education, some specified illness or the disability as well. तो आपको reason specific करके you can take out your fund. But ये भी पूरे time में सिर्फ 3 बार allowed है, not beyond 3 times. Now, what if a person wants to exit the scheme? Once a person achieved the age of 18 years, now the person feel that he do not or she do not want to get associated to this scheme. Now he or she wants to exit the scheme. In that case, corpus more than 2.5 lakh, 80% of the corpus is utilized for the purchase of annuity and 20% can be withdrawn as a lump sum. If the corpus is less than or equal to 2.5 lakh, then entire corpus can be withdrawn. You need to remember these conditions, at least if you are giving this year's IRDAI. What if in the case of this unfortunate incident of death, in that case, entire corpus would be returned to the guardian. Now let's move ahead and see what is in this PME Drive subsidy scheme. But before moving ahead, I just want to tell you, if you are preparing for next year's RBI or NABARD, then there is already this course that is going on, RBI Grade B 2025 Phase 1. If you are just looking for your Phase 1 preparation, अगर कुछ कमी रह गई हो इस टाइम इस phase में, then definitely this is the place where you can go. Here you can just go and see, you can even take a free class over here. The classes are already going on, 100 plus live sessions are there. If not, then even for Phase 1, Phase 2 comprehensive batch is there. In fact, mentorship, personalized mentorship batch is also there, but that depends upon your choice, what you want. If you want one-on-one mentorship, then this is the place. If you are just looking for Phase 1, Phase 2, complete package, you just want a course, then this one is there. Here also you will be provided with 80 plus live sessions, 60 plus sessions will be there dedicatedly for your quant, reasoning, English, because QRE, at least RBI में तो बहुत important है and tough भी रहता है. Descriptive answer writing sessions would be there, mock test would be there, because आपकी पूरी preparation will be, will not be possible without giving mock test. अगर mock test अच्छे से नहीं दिए, then there is no point even to prepare for any exam. One more thing. If not RBI, you are having a plan to go for your NABARD, then you can enroll yourself in okay, if you want to have this SEBI, then there is a course for SEBI as well. If you want to go for NABARD, then there is a course for NABARD as well. So NABARD is for both Phase 1, Phase 2. You can just go over here. There are all type of classes. There are recorded classes as well. But not only recorded, there will be live class as well. So you can just see the schedule over here. You can just take the free class as well. If you want it, if you just want to check the free classes, you can go over here, you can watch them, and accordingly you can plan your preparation way ahead before your exam. I would like to tell you, exam से timely अगर हम preparation start करेंगे, now it's the time, only then it will be possible for you to crack the exam. Looking at the amount of syllabus that RBI has and the level of questions that it asked, even in NABARD, it is only possible if last के 2 महीने में पढ़ के paper नहीं निकलेगा. This तो we have seen even this time, and you have to be in the preparation mode right from the beginning. मैं ऐसा नहीं बोलूँगी कि पूरे 3-4 घंटे बैठ के पढ़ना है, but at least अगर आप आज से शुरू करते हो और आप दिन के सिर्फ 2 घंटे, only 2 hours, you can dedicatedly give for the preparation. सैटरडे संडे हो सके तो 3 घंटे दे देना, बट अगर मंडे टू सैटरडे भी हम 2 घंटे सिर्फ अपनी जिंदगी से निकाल के एंड स्पेसिफिकली इस एग्जाम की तैयारी करें, देन नेक्स्ट ईयर डेफिनेटली इट्स the exam is very much doable. तो even if you are a working candidate, a working aspirant, then 2 घंटे अगर आप regularly पढ़ पाए dedicatedly, then also you can crack the exam. But anyways, PME Drive subsidy scheme, let's come back to the topic. The government has launched the PME Drive scheme. The aim is to promote adoption of electric vehicles in India. The initiative comes with an outlay of 10,900 crore rupees. The focus is on setting up of charging infrastructure and developing the EV manufacturing ecosystem in the country. The scheme will run until 31st of March 2026. Electric Mobility Promotion Scheme, EMPS, if you remember, which was implemented till April 1st, 2024, then it was extended till September 30, 2024, is now subsumed under this PME Drive subsidy scheme. The subsidy for electric two-wheeler if is fixed at 5,000 per kilowatt hour of battery power with a maximum incentive of 10,000 in the first year. In the second year, the subsidy will be reduced by 2,500 per kilowatt hour, capping the overall benefit at 5,000 rupees. Popular electric scooters like your Ola, TVS, Ether Energy, Hero and all, which have this capacity of 2.88 kilowatt hour to 4 kilowatt hour, they'll have prices somewhere between 90,000 to 1.5 lakh. The outlay of this whole is set at 2,000 crores. Please remember the total outlay at least. Okay, NPS was again there in news. I should have taken it earlier, but nevertheless, let's see what is there in this NPS. So PFRDA has launched a balanced life cycle fund BLC as an additional life cycle fund option for private sector subscribers under all citizen model and corporate NPS. The new life cycle launched on the occasion of Pension Divas focuses on growth assets, particularly your equity investments, providing more flexibility and potential for higher returns for the NPS subscribers. BLC maintains an equity allocation of up to 50% until the age of 45. Equity allocation then starts reducing after the age of 45 instead of 35, and by the age of 55 it is 35%. तो धीरे धीरे करके, because I have told you equity is a little bit more riskier, तो आप young अपनी life में अगर थोड़ा बहुत risk ले रहे हो then it's okay. So that's what the aim of this balanced life cycle is. जैसे जैसे a person will become aged, his contribution towards equity investment will be reduced. Private sector is the fastest growing segment in NPS ecosystem with assets under management of approximately 2.6 lakh crores of the mid-September. Now when I talk about the life cycle fund, अब कितने तरह के लाइफ साइकिल फंड है? अभी हमने एनपीएस वात्सल्य में देखा था 3 तरह के. नाउ दिस वन मोर फंड हैज बीन एडेड जो लाइफ के साइकिल के हिसाब से, आपकी एज के हिसाब से आपका इक्विटी में कंट्रीब्यूशन अपने आप कम कर देगा. सो दिस इज व्हाट इज बैलेंस्ड लाइफ साइकिल. अदरवाइज बाकी तो हमने पढ़े ही थे. कंजर्वेटिव लाइफ साइकिल जिसमें इक्विटी इन्वेस्टमेंट अप टू 25% है, मॉडरेट लाइफ साइकिल जिसमें इक्विटी इन्वेस्टमेंट 50% है, एंड देन एग्रेसिव लाइफ साइकिल जिसमें इक्विटी इन्वेस्टमेंट 75% है. Life cycle funds are the part of auto choices investment option of NPS where asset allocation adjusts annually based on the subscriber's risk profile as well as age. Approximately 65% of the private sector subscribers have opted for life cycle funds among various investment choices available under the NPS. Now let's talk about Pradhanmantri Mudra Yojna. I hope we can start with this. Any problem if you have, you can write it down in the comment section below. Otherwise, for the first time since COVID-19 happened, Pradhanmantri Mudra Yojna has showed a decline in disbursal totaling 1.8 lakh crores in the first half of the current financial year. The financial year, the 23-24 was exceptionally well for Pradhanmantri Mudra Yojna. But then this year it was a slowdown, you can say. There was a steady decline in NPAs of Pradhanmantri Mudra Yojna decreasing from 4.9% to 3.4%. So ऐसा नहीं है कि loans poor perform कर रहे हैं. The loan account are also doing better now as far as from the previous year is concerned. So guys, do go and read basic information about Pradhanmantri Mudra Yojna because there was a change that was done in the Tarun category. What was the change that was done? So there are 3 types of loan. One is Shishu, one is Kishore, and then it's Tarun. Can you please specify the amount which is there in these 3 schemes, sub schemes you can say, or the product Shishu, Kishore and Tarun? Tell me in the comment section below. Otherwise, next, National Mission on Edible Oils. When I talk about National Mission on Edible Oils, so government has approved this mission of Ministry of Agriculture for 24-25 to 2030-31. So basically in the next upcoming years, the total outlay will be 10,103 crore rupees. This has been done with an aim to make India self-reliant in oil seeds production in the next 7 years. It will enhance the production of key primary oil seeds crop such as rapeseed, mustard, groundnut oil, soybean oil, sunflower oil, sesame oil and all. Who will be implementing this? As I have already told you, the scheme is of Ministry of Agriculture, because after all we are talking about crops only. So Ministry of Agriculture ही रहेगी. What is the mission's aim? The aim is to increase primary oilseed production from 39 million metric tons in 22-23 to 69.7 million metric tons by 2030-31, meeting 72% of the projected domestic demand. So how much domestic demand are we aiming? Are we targeting? 72%. Remember this. India is the world's largest importer. हम बहुत तेल खाते हैं. We consume a lot of edible oil. India is the world's largest importer of edible oil and meet around 60 to 65% of its requirements through imports. तो हम इतना तेल खाते हैं कि हमें import करना पड़ता है कितना 60 to 65%. And therefore, Government of India is looking forward कि हम 72% अपनी डिमांड का खुद से पूरा कर पाएं. हम लोग ये जो ऑयल मंगाते हैं, if we are importing this oil, from where are we getting this oil? So we get what are the sources? So for palm oil, it's from Indonesia and Malaysia, Argentina, Brazil, Russia, Ukraine. These are the major source for soy oil, soybean oil, and your sunflower oil. So if I tell you palm oil, जो generally आपके जो ठेले वाले होते हैं, generally आप बाहर से अगर कुछ भी इस तरह से खा रहे हैं, so palm oil sometimes it's India sources most of the palm oil from Indonesia and Malaysia. Please remember this, and also the other countries. Now let's talk about Kishi Sakhi scheme. Shall we start? Okay. When I talk about Kishi Sakhi, a part of Kishi Sakhi scheme has been launched in Uttar Pradesh. It is basically to empower women in agriculture. The scheme aims to promote self-reliance and to improve economic status through modern agricultural practices. Kishi Sakhis, they are selected from the self-help groups which are established under the Uttar Pradesh State Rural Livelihood Mission. The training includes the initiatives from the Department of Agriculture, Horticulture, Silk Directorate and the Groundwater Department. Women who are aged between 21 to 45 years with an interest and experience in agriculture, they are eligible for the selection. MANAGE, which is National Institute of Agriculture Extension Management, is responsible for training of these Kishi Sakhis. The training will be focused on, because these are the self-help groups which are going to help the farmers in adoption of various government schemes or government initiatives or some new technology if at all it is there. So these Kishi Sakhis, they will also be trained for natural, organic and agroecological based farming practices. They will be actively involved in Lakpati Didi Mahila program, organizing agricultural and animal husbandry schools specifically for the women farmers. So that's how they are going on to having these grassroots level connection. Anyways, let's move ahead. Let's see what is there in the awards section. So there was one award that was given on World Tourism Day, Paryatan Divas jisko कहते हैं. So 27th of September 2024, it was the World Tourism Day. It was launched in 2023. The objective is to promote rural tourism, focusing on cultural richness and natural beauty of Indian villages. It has witnessed 991 applications from 30 states and UTs, where 8 categories were recognized as winners. What are the 8 categories that are there? So the first category that they have recognized is under the adventure tourism, Dhudamras, which is in Chhattisgarh, agri-tourism, which is in Kerala, Kumarkom, community-based tourism, Chitrakoot, that is in Chhattisgarh again, craft tourism, Solkuchi, Assam, heritage tourism, Safeshwar, Gujarat, responsible tourism, Dudhani, Dadra and Nagar Haveli, Daman and Diu, Dudhni जिसको बोलते हैं, spiritual and wellness tourism, Ahobilam, which is in Andhra Pradesh, and vibrant village is Harsil, which is in Uttarakhand. If you'll ask me, ma'am, ये सारे नाम याद रखने, I would say most probably yes. Looking at the paper that RBI is asking for, maybe IRDI may be, they are going to ask some specific questions. Please take a note of this. At least एक दो बार पढ़ लोगे, maybe you will be able to retain it. Let's move ahead. One more thing happened on this World Tourism Day. That is on 27th of September. Paryatan Mitra and Paryatan Didi. So for women empowerment, if a essay you are writing on women empowerment, or maybe an answer you are writing on some social issues and how government is intervening for this women empowerment, these are some Kishi Sakhis, Paryatan Didi and all, by which government is actually empowering women. Let's have a look what it is doing. Again, on World Tourism Day, Ministry of Tourism has launched a National Responsible Tourism Initiative. The aim is to have an overall experience for tourists in destinations by having them meet tourist-friendly people who are proud ambassadors and storytellers of their destination. Special emphasis will be placed on training of women in the scheme as well as youth. Basically, they want to enable them to develop new tourism products and experience like heritage walks, food tours, craft tours, nature treks, homestay experience, and other innovative tourism products based on the potential of the destination. Now let's talk about some miscellaneous things which were there in news in the last week. Let's now start. Anything if you want to ask, you can ask me. Agar session pasand aaye to do like the session, do subscribe the session, and do answer in the comment section whatever questions I have asked you up till now. Let's move ahead and see which of the following is incorrect regarding recently formed GOM, Group of Ministers on Compensation Cess. GST मीटिंग हुई थी, हमने डिस्कस भी किया था क्लास में. In the GST Council meeting, basically, you had this discussion on this compensation cess, because compensation cess खत्म होने वाला है. So this cess and all will be removed. Now the question arises, what after that? Compensation cess तो खत्म कर देंगे, पर उसके बाद क्या होगा? So उसके लिए ये meeting of like group of ministers were being formed. These are the 5 statements. You have to tell me which of the following statement is incorrect. If none is incorrect, if all are correct, then option number E would be the answer. Let's see what is the first statement. GST Council is set up a 10-member GOM which is chaired by Ministry of State for Finance, which is Pankaj Chaudhary. So you need to remember the name of the person. It will propose a new tax structure for luxury, sin and demerit goods after the compensation ends in March 2025. Is this year correct or not? You have to tell me. GOM comprises representatives from Assam, Chhattisgarh, Gujarat, Karnataka. So all in all, I just want to say, सारे states representatives नहीं है. कुछ specific states के specific ministers, they are only a part of this group. The report will be submitted this year only on 31st of December. GST law permits a tax of up to 40% on goods and services. तो मतलब अभी जो सबसे highest slab which is 28%, ये 40% तक जा सकता है. मतलब मान लो आप 100 rupees की कोई चीज खरीद रहे हो and it's a sin good, हो सकता है गवर्नमेंट का 40 rupees is the tax, so 140 rupees its price will go. So that's what it is there in the GST regime. Now you have to tell me which of the following statement is incorrect. So this statement is incorrect because the year in which your compensation cess is going to be end is 2026. Please remember the name of the person, that is Pankaj Chaudhary, who is the basically chairman of this group, and also remember the states which are there. One more thing that you have to tell me in the comment section is, दो group of ministers की team बनी थी. एक group of ministers की team तो compensation cess के लिए बनी थी, और एक group of ministers की team एक और चीज के लिए बनी थी, which is related to your health insurance. You have to tell me this group of ministers team which is related to the GST which is there on health insurance thing and all, or the insurance product and all predominantly. You have to tell me what is the GST or what it is there for, किस लिए है और इसका head कौन है. You have to tell me who is the head or who is the chairman of this group. This is important. दोनों के chairman याद करके जाना. It can be asked. Can we move ahead? Okay. Climate Change Fund. So Chief Economic Advisor Anand Nageshwaran, he is from Niti Aayog, he has estimated or he has put forward a report where he has suggested that what will be the real GDP growth for India? It will be somewhere across 6.5% to 7% for the current financial year. Nominal GDP growth, it will be anticipated at 11%, factoring in inflation. What is real GDP? Real GDP is basically the GDP which is calculated at constant prices. Nominal GDP is the GDP which is calculated at current prices. When I take into account constant prices, basically I'll set a base year, and for this calculation the base year as of now is 2011-12. Maybe after the recently formed Goldar committee, if you remember, Goldar committee has been formed just to review this base year only. Maybe if the base year is reviewed, तो base year change हो जाएगा, but अभी के लिए it's 2011-12. If I talk about the current prices, it's based upon the current prices which are prevalent in the market. Constant prices या फिर real GDP में, it is also known as inflation adjusted. It is inflation adjusted. When I talk about nominal GDP will have an impact of both. It will have an impact of inflation. It will also have an impact of production. If the production is going to increase, अगर production बढ़ेगी, तब भी nominal GDP बढ़ेगा. Inflation बढ़ेगी और production same भी रहे, तो भी nominal GDP is going to be increasing. When I talk about real GDP सिर्फ तब बढ़ेगा जब आपकी production बढ़ेगी, otherwise real GDP is not going to rise. अगर किसी भी इकोनॉमी में इन्फ्लेशन है, इन दैट केस अगर इन्फ्लेशन है तो आपका रियल जीडीपी हमेशा नॉमिनल जीडीपी से कम होगा. सो रियल जीडीपी विल ऑलवेज बी लेस देन योर नॉमिनल जीडीपी इफ देयर इज इन्फ्लेशन इन द इकोनॉमी. अगर इकोनॉमी में इन्फ्लेशन नहीं है, डिसइन्फ्लेशन है या डिफ्लेशन है, ओके, आई वुड आस्क यू वन थिंग, अगर इकोनॉमी में डिफ्लेशन है, इफ इकोनॉमी इज इन दिस डिफ्लेशनरी मोड, डिफ्लेशन है, डिसइन्फ्लेशन नहीं है, डिफ्लेशन है, टेल मी इस केस में रियल जीडीपी बड़ी होगी या नॉमिनल जीडीपी बड़ी होगी या कोई इफेक्ट नहीं होगा? दिस इज अ थिंग दैट यू हैव टू थिंक अबाउट एंड टेल मी इन द कमेंट सेक्शन. इन द केस ऑफ डिफ्लेशन, अगर डिफ्लेशन चल रही है, रियल जीडीपी नॉमिनल जीडीपी क्या इफेक्ट आएगा, कौन सी ज्यादा होगी? अगर कोई इफेक्ट नहीं होगा देन सिंपली राइट इट दैट नो इफेक्ट इज देयर. एनीवेज, he has also highlighted that productive employment, we need to have special focus on generating productive employment which is not disguised. So he's not saying that employment create kar do agriculture sector mein, just put everybody in that sector. That's not he's asked for. Productive employment. Ensured food security. Climate change ho raha hai, erratic monsoon hai, we need to ensure that each and every person is getting at least proper nutrition. Easing regulatory bottlenecks for MSMEs, ensuring efficient financial resource allocation, and domestic sources of growth to sustain long-term growth as well. Let's have a look at the next question. Please go through the question and tell me what could be the correct answer. The question says, Union Minister of Road Transport and Highways, Shri Nitin Gadkari, is set to inaugurate the Oxygen Bird Park, which is Amrit Mahotsav Park. The park emphasizes sustainability through its Oxygen Park feature with fast growing oxygen producing trees to reduce air pollution. नाम क्या है? Oxygen Bird Park. नाम से समझ में आ रहा है, this will be a sustainability park जहाँ पे birds will be visiting because after all ecosystem develop कर रहे हैं which is pollution free and so. The project cost is 14.31 crores. It will ensure both environmental sustainability and recreational facilities as well. You have to tell me, ये जो अमृत महोत्सव पार्क है, ये ऑक्सीजन बर्ड पार्क है, where is it situated? So the park is situated in Nagpur, Hyderabad, or it will be built in Nagpur, Hyderabad National Highway. What will be the key features of this highway? So there will be a food court, there will be restrooms, walking path will be there, jogging and cycling tracks would be developed, there will be watchtowers, Amphitheater platforms will be there, and children's play area will also be there. This is important. Such questions, these questions do come in your examinations. Next. Now let's talk about India's foreign exchange reserves. It was there in news, multiple newspapers have covered it. So we also see it in detail. As of September 2024, India's forex reserve, it has reached record high, that is 692.3 billion, marking the 6th consecutive week of increase. The reserve has increased by $2.84 billion during the week ending September, following a total rise of 19.3 billion over the previous first week. So you need not remember everything, you just remember this. This is important. What are the component of reserves? Like when I say foreign exchange reserves, what is there in these reserves? So you have a foreign currency asset, largest component that rose to 605.7 billion. So if I ask you in the foreign exchange reserves, largest component kiska hai? To foreign currency ka. Second largest component, it's the gold reserve, which is 63.613 billion. And the SDRs, the special drawing rights, a basket of currencies under IMF, it has also increased to $18.5 billion. Let's talk about minimum wage rates. As we all know, every 5 years it was being mandated that central government will look into the minimum wage rates and all. So this time again, central government has announced an increase in the minimum wage rates by revising variable dearrence allowance. So DA, variable dearrence allowance has been increased. The new wage rates will take into effect from 1st of October. Minimum wage rates are categorized based on the skill levels: unskilled, semi-skilled, skilled, highly skilled, as well as the geographical areas A, B and C. After the revision, the minimum wage rates for workers in Area A in construction, sweeping, cleaning and loading and unloading for unskilled worker will be 783 rupees a day. For semi-skilled, the minimum wage will be 868 rupees a day. For skilled, clerical and watch and ward, minimum wages will be 954 rupees a day. This is only for A city. And for highly skilled, it is 1035 rupees a day. Now let's talk about Advanced Green War Room at Delhi Secretariat. I hope up till now everything is okay. Okay, good to go. Delhi Environment Minister Gopal Rai, he has inaugurated an advanced green war room at Delhi Secretariat. Now what is this war room all about? It is to monitor and to tackle air pollution. Where? In the capital. Especially as the winter approach, we all know basically this October, November, this time it's too much pollution in the air. It's a part of a broader 21-point winter action plan. Green War Room will operate 24/7 to track updates related to air pollution. It is going to track updates specifically for air pollution and all. Delhi Pollution Control Committee recently took over the Delhi government's pollution super site and mobile van, which previously provided real-time data in collaboration with whom? With IIT Kanpur. In 2018, DPCC and Central Pollution Control Board CPCB identified 13 pollution hotspots where in Delhi, including Anand Vihar, Mundka, Dwarka, where the AQI can exceed normal levels by 125 to 150 points. Now let's talk about new labelling rules for green products. I hope so. Till now there is no issue, so we can start ahead with this. So Environmental Ministry has officially notified Ecomark rules for the year 2024, recasting the flagship schemes for labelling eco-friendly products. So basically you might have come across where Government of India, it labels certain products which are eco-friendly. So in eco-friendly products pe labeling ke liye there are certain rules which have been revamped, you can say. The notification comes almost after a year after the draft rules were being issued. So basically they want to promote sustainability in the consumer goods. After all, when we say Mission Life basically focuses on lifestyle for environment. wherein you are specifically you keep your focus on certain products which are important for the environment, sustainable environment, you can say. It was launched in 1991. The Ecomark scheme is a voluntary, remember this, voluntary and non-binding initiative. Aim is basically to promote labeling of household consumer products which are based on environmental and quality standards. तो ये mandatory नहीं है, it's like voluntary. अगर आप चाहो तो कर सकते हो. Obviously, it helps in making informed choices. तो consumer को पता होगा that what they are purchasing, it's good for the environment or is it not doing any good. तो basically सिर्फ informed choices के लिए such a initiative was being taken. Obviously, we have just seen that such initiatives, they are predominantly working towards having this lifestyle for environment approach. The products in the categories, they must obtain certification from BIS, Bureau of Indian Standards, and they have to comply with the pollution norms as well. Remember this. Companies wishing to label their products with Ecomark, they can apply through CPCB, Central Pollution Control Board. CPCB will assign the verification tasks to the registered agencies. Based upon their recommendation, they are going to give the label being done. Sorry. How much loan has the Asian Development Bank approved to boost tourism in Himachal Pradesh? So, Asian Development Bank, from time and again, it has given loans specifically for certain initiatives in India. Sometimes it gives for to boost tourism, sometimes it also gives to boost education and other social infrastructure. This time, the loan amount that has been given is 162 million. To whom? To Himachal Pradesh. For what? For sustainable tourism. The project is specifically going to focus on Mandi and Hamirpur districts. So basically, they want to restore Nagar Castle in Kullu, the construction of a convention center and tourist facilities in Kangra as well. The project will incorporate green solutions. Green, by that I mean green infrastructure, जैसे solar lighting and electric vehicles. Special attention will also be given in to the facilities which are catering to the needs of the elderly, women, children and persons with disabilities. So that's where the fund will be utilized. Next, that is your classical language. So Union Cabinet has approved classical language status to certain other languages. You have to remember this, at least for your IRDI, this is very important. The first one is Marathi, Pali, Prakrit, Assamese and Bengali. The initiative aims to recognize these languages as custodians of India's profound cultural heritage. Government of India's first declared a classical language category on 12th of October 2004 by designating Tamil as the classical language. So basically, a linguistic expert committee was established when by Ministry of Culture in 2004 only to examine the languages for classical status. So 6 Indian languages were being picked. Kaun si 6? Sanskrit, Tamil, Telugu, Kannada, Malayalam and Odia. They were earlier recorded the status of classical. Ab filhal, they have given the status to Marathi, Pali, Prakrit, Assamese and Bengali. When was it, how many classical languages now are there? There are 11 languages. So what you have to remember is, first of all, classical language कौन recommend करता है? Linguistic expert group. किसके अंदर आता है? Ministry of Culture. कब start हुआ था? 2004 में. What are the total number of languages? 11. Recently कौन सी classical language आई हैं? They are Marathi, Pali, Prakrit, Assamese, Bengali. पुरानी कौन सी 6 language है? That also you have to remember. So 6 were earlier, 5 are now. You have to remember all these 11. This, I would say, is a very important article as far as your IRDA exam is concerned. That's all from my side. If you feel that the session was helpful, do hit the like button. And if you feel more such session you need, you can also tell me that. All the very best for your examination. As far as your RBI grade B this year's phase 2 and NABARD phase 2 is concerned, इसके बाद आपको current affair पढ़ने की जरूरत नहीं है. This is it that you have to actually read and go. Anything else if you want to ask, you can ask me in the comment section below. But one major question that I want to ask you is, NPS account jointly खोल सकते हैं या नहीं खोल सकते? This is my question for you. इसका आंसर जरूर कमेंट सेक्शन में देना. Up till then, thank you and have a nice day.